This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, the Anthracite Region Center for Independent Living is helping those with disabilities prepare for emergencies. Find out who's helping them with this program. Hi everyone, and hi Mom. Welcome to FYI News 13 on SSPTV and SSPTV.com. Thanks for tuning in. Here's our Thursday headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. A Hazel Township man is going to prison after being charged with tax evasion and wire fraud. Joseph S. Hyduck will spend 63 months in jail after entering into a plea agreement. Hyduck is accused of taking over $1 million from clients of his business B&A Financial Services. In this plea agreement, he will give up the money he took for luxury vehicles, construction equipment, and property in Hazel Township. A Freeland police officer feels his rights were violated by the borough and council members. His case was dismissed by a federal judge, but he plans to appeal. Officer Scott D. Mikoleshko's case against the borough and 7 council members was dismissed by the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. Mikoleshko and the borough are at odds over how disability benefits were handled and other circumstances that led to Mikoleshko being let go by borough council. After an arbitrator's decision went against council's choice to dismiss Mikoleshko, he was reinstated. This year's Hazleton area school district budget includes a $2.5 million reimbursement payment, but no state budget means no reimbursement. The district will get $11 million reimbursed for work on the Maple Manor Elementary Middle School, Calares Elementary Middle School, and the Hazleton Area Academy of Sciences. That money won't come all at once, but the $2.5 million was supposed to be here for the new school year. The district's assistant business manager says there's no panic and they should be okay as long as the money comes within 1 to 2 years. The reimbursement money is from the state's PlanCon program. That's an acronym for Planning and Construction. The beach at Beltsville State Park is closed to swimmers due to high bacterial counts in the water. Samples of the water were taken on Monday, according to the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. The beach was closed Wednesday and will stay closed until acceptable water sample results are received. Beltsville is still open and you can do other activities in the park like fishing or hiking, but there is no swimming. Back in June, swimming was banned at Beltsville for the same reason. The Anthracite Region Center for Independent Living is celebrating 25 years of service, and Lisa Sugart has information on a new service they're now offering.
This year marks the 25th anniversary of the American with Disabilities Act and ARCIL. ARCIL is the Anthracite Regional Center for Independent Living, and here to tell us about a special emergency preparedness program that involves first responders and people with disabilities is Diana Morris-Smaglik. She is the Marketing Director and also the Special Projects Director for ARCIL. That's a mouthful. And John Leonard, who is the Director of the Public Safety Training Institute at Luzerne County Community College. Thank you both for being here. Diana, I'm going to start with you. Tell us about this emergency preparedness program. How did it come about?
We had an opportunity through the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation and the Pennsylvania Statewide Independent Living Council to partake in a program, a grant, where we found something that we felt needed to be addressed in our community. And one of the things we felt needed to be addressed were people with disabilities and emergency situations. A lot of individuals, 1 out of 5 people in America are disabled. Unfortunately, they're also not prepared for emergency situations. So they don't respond to first responders the same way someone else might. They don't necessarily have their to-go bag ready. There's a lot of situations where people with disabilities are at a disadvantage in an emergency. So we decided to put together a program where we would partner with community entities like the Link and the Public Safety Training Institute to help promote communication with first responders and people with disabilities, and also to help those first responders understand how to work with individuals in their community that might respond a little differently in an emergency situation.
Sounds like a really good idea. John, I know you're a former police officer, you're the head of this, and you're training people all the time. How important is it for you to know how to handle a situation like this? Because I would think this is difficult.
Well, Diana talked about the 1 in 5 people with disabilities in the United States. So the interactions for law enforcement, firefighters, EMS, any emergency responder going into a situation, they need to be able to recognize the differences of individuals with disabilities and know how to react. You know, not all disabilities are always apparent. So if somebody has a brain injury, they may not immediately appear disabled, unlike a person who may be in a wheelchair or have a prosthesis. So we need to emphasize to our emergency responders the best way to react and address issues for this population. And that could be just concrete communication, being able to provide questions slowly in an understandable manner so that they're able to respond. Sometimes it'll be more difficult, particularly if you have a visually or hearing impaired individual. So what we're working towards in the training program is to bring first responders in and have them mimic different types of disabilities so they could better understand how to react to that. We're going to set up scenarios for them, and they'll be able to kind of tweak and design the best method for them to responding to these situations.
Wow. You don't take these things into consideration. I guess, you know, the normal person doesn't think of it, but this is very important, and I'm sure it will help a lot of people.
We believe that it will. Our other goal is to also spread the word that there are special needs registries. There is Smart 911 in Luzerne County that folks with disabilities and folks without disabilities can register what they might need in the way of help in an emergency.
Well, I think it's great, and I hope you learned a lot from this. If you'd like more information, you can obviously contact either of these organizations, the Public Safety Training Institute at Luzerne County Community College, and of course, ARSL, the information up on your screen, and we hope to bring you more information that will help you learn about the ADA and ARSL.
Thanks, Lisa. Coming up next, we get a behind-the-scenes look at the work going into Cunningham's annual Valley Night and Valley Day celebration. In sports, we hit the fast lane with Dino Alberto as we get ready for all of the action at the Pocono Raceway this weekend.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
It's Thursday, FYI fans, and you know what that means? Dave Day. Tricked you. FYI, true FYI fans know it's downtown Hazleton Alliance for Progress Day. Lisa Sugart caught up with current U.S. Congressman and former Hazleton Mayor Lou Barletta in downtown Hazleton recently when he was there to recognize DHAP and the $50,000 grant they received from the National Endowment for the Arts to convert the former Security Savings Bank building into a city arts center.
Congressman, you're here today on behalf of the $50,000 that was awarded from the National Endowment for the Arts. What does this mean for the city of Hazleton to get this money for the former Security Savings Bank?
Well, it's a federal grant and it's a competitive grant. And it's a testament to Krista and everyone on the committee who've worked so hard. It's not easy to get this grant. The National Endowment of the Arts, they don't hand out these grants very easily. There's only been 352 of them since 2011. So their application had to be well written, and so it's a real credit to the people here in Hazleton. But you know, I've been a supporter of the arts from when I first was elected mayor. One of the first things I did was started First Night, a celebration of the arts, because I really believe that it's critical to have that culture and accessibility to arts to a city, to the vitality of the city. I have also created the first poet laureate and for Hazleton and Hazleton's history, again, to put some emphasis on the arts. So it's a real privilege for me to be here today, and adding this art center to the center of downtown is really going to be a shining star to the revitalization that we're seeing.
And what goes through your mind? I mean, you did sit in City Hall where Joe Yanuzzi sits now, and you see, you know, other downtowns struggling as well, but they are really trying to get something going here. So there's a lot of support going on. So how does that make you feel, knowing your city is trying to do its best it can?
It makes me feel real good, because it's very hard to revitalize a center city. You know, it's much easier for businesses to go where there's lots of parking, where it's accessible, and but we're seeing it. You know, we first saw it with the Markle building and the Hayden building and the Pine Street project that began, and more and more the Hazel Drug renovations and the chamber. So we're seeing it piece by piece by piece, and this is a big part of it. Bringing the farmers market down, it's another credit to the mayor and administration and all of those who are working together. And that's the key, Lisa, that's so important for me, to come home and to watch people work together, and we really have to. I hope that we can begin to put our petty politics aside to work together for Hazleton, because that's the only way this is going to continue.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
I wanted to play R. Kelly's Gotham City during this weather shot, but I couldn't, so just YouTube that and rewatch the news on SSPTV.com. It's awesome. Check out the original version, not the remix. Here's our local forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Our low will be 63 degrees. On the extended forecast, it's going to stay hot in the area. Friday, sunny. Our high will be in the low 80s. Friday night, mostly clear. We'll get down to 61. On Saturday, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, but expect a mostly sunny day. We'll get up near 80 degrees once again. Saturday night, partly cloudy with a low of 59. Sunday, mostly sunny once again with a high near 81. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Our low will be 60 degrees. Start a new work week, but the same trend, mostly sunny with a high near 84. Monday night, partly cloudy, a low of 61 degrees.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazleton. Treat yourself today.
Usually I show up to Valley Day with my wife, wave at our friends in the Valley Day grade 8-mile race, watch the pet show, have some chicken, some corn, and call it a day. Well, it turns out that all of those tents and booths at Valley Day in Cunningham don't just show up magically, and the chicken doesn't serve itself. Every year there's people putting in a lot of hard work to pull off Valley Day, people who care a lot about the Cunningham community.
What's been your history with the organization? Are you from the area? I mean, connected to it for a while?
Yes, we've lived in the Valley all our lives. It's actually 3 generations, myself, my mom, and my grandmother that are on the board right now.
Wow, what's that like? You guys check each other power, or is it kind of nice working together?
No, it's nice working together.
This is behind the scenes, a lot of the work people don't see, and this is all week. Talk about the work you guys put in before the actual event.
Yes, everything here is done by volunteers. Mostly board members. Some people from the outside come in and help us as well, but not as much. So all the tents, everything we do ourselves, setting up all the tables, all the grills we own as an organization, everything is done by us, by volunteers.
That's a lot of work, night in and night out. You said 5 all week long, and in this heat too.
Yes, all week long and in this heat. Yes, we have to be done tomorrow because Friday we open up for Valley Night and the Fireman's Parade. So.
Why is it so important to you? You said your family's been doing it for years, and why is this so important to you?
This is something people come home to. I know a lot of my friends come back every year for this. It's just a nice small town thing. I think a lot of our towns are kind of losing the atmosphere that we're neighbors and friends, and it's a really nice thought. So
we might have talked about this last year, but I always see the truck here, this tractor trailer. Is that like everything a Valley Day is in that truck?
Just about, yes. There's some other things that we keep in some other places, but yeah.
What's going on at Valley Day? If that's just this year, just give us the rundown, why people should come down. Is it the Valley Day everyone's used to and loves?
Yep, it's a typical Valley Day. So Friday's our Valley Night, and we have the Fireman's Parade. That's always a big draw. Most of our booths are open that night, except for like corn, chicken, and clams. Then Saturday, we've got our baby parade in the morning. There's no fee for that. We've got our pet show at 9 a.m. There's no fee for that as well. We have events going on throughout the day. Friday night, there's also the Junior Olympics. But Saturday, we have that. And then all the booths are open on Saturday, and we have entertainment all day long, food for everybody all day long. There's something for everybody here and all the games.
Anything else you want to add or hit on? I didn't hit on.
No, not really. I just want to thank all our volunteers again for everything, because without them, we wouldn't have this. And this is what funds our rec center. This is what funds our pool every year. So without the volunteers, we'd be nothing.
FYI, CVCO stands for Cunningham Valley Civic Organization. All right, now here's your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers on the green screen. Pick 208, pick 3 986, pick 4 5099, and pick 5 64020. And your lottery numbers each night on FYI brought to you by Boyer Insurance Agency, with 2 locations to serve you. One in Cunningham on Sugarloaf Avenue, the other in Nescapec on Broad Street. You can call Boyer Insurance in Cunningham at 570-788-3543 and in Nescapec at 570-743 752-7683. FYI Fastlane next after this break.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
It's hard to believe we're jumping back in the FYI Fastlane. Time for the second NASCAR Sprint Cup Series event at the Pocono Raceway. We'll get into it. It's going to be a busy 3 weeks, you said, up at the Pocono Raceway. We'll talk local racing as well. Local motorsport journalist Dino Alberto joins us once again. It's a big weekend for Steve Fox. We've mentioned a few times. He's got that, let me get this right, the Mod Space 125 ARCA Racing Series presented by Maynard's Race.
Yes.
That's first off, and then possibly the Camping World Truck Series. He might be in that NASCAR event this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty neat. Steve, formerly of Hazleton, he's actually living in Hawley right now. He's kind of relocated, but he's still a homeboy to all of us. And he's going to have an opportunity to race for Norm Benning. If anybody watched the Camping World Truck Series event from Eldora last Wednesday at Tony Stewart's track, Norm does pretty well out there. He's a Pittsburgh racer. A lot of years competed in ARCA. And there was a mutual acquaintance between Steve, being a Pennsylvania guy, both these racers, and called him up. He said, "Hey, great job, Norm." They traded some thank yous back and forth. And one thing led to another, and Steve said, I'd love to get in a truck sometime. And lo and behold, there's an opportunity to come up. Norm Benning has a second truck. They know that the field may be light for the Pocono race, and so Steve getting an opportunity. He just got cleared by NASCAR. Obviously, there's a lot of things and issues you need to do with them guys, but that's all ready to go in his first super speedway event, and it couldn't come at a better place, a track that he knows better than probably anyone.
How different is a truck when you're jumping in the truck out there onto the track? What do you hear from the drivers? And a few of the NASCAR guys from the Sprint Cup Series will be in this race, but is there a big difference that you hear or know of?
Well, considering what Steve is doing from an ARCA car, which has a lot different downforce, and there's other things in there, the horsepower is certainly not going to be nowhere near what it is with the truck. He'll probably be pushing somewhere in the neighborhood of 170, maybe 180 miles an hour. To qualify for this thing, whereas in the ARCA car, we're looking maybe at around 165 miles an hour for an average lap around Pocono, and obviously that's going to be a big difference to him. He's never gone that fast up there, but the straightaway speeds and everything, it's almost relevant in a sense. If you've been there so many times like he has, I don't think that's going to be much of a problem, but there's all kind of downforce issues. There's all kind of aero issues that are incorporated into the trucks. The tires are going to be a little more different. The way the grip will be and the handling of that compared to his ARCA car. So you'll see that, but I think he'll adapt perfectly with that. And actually, it may make for a better ARCA race for Steve, because the truck race is going to be first, and then later in the afternoon on Saturday, he's going to get into that car. So they'll be rubbered down. I think he'll have a little bit better feel, and he's really looking for an exciting day on Saturday.
And Dino, let's talk about Dino will be writing some features for the Hazleton Standard Speaker. You find interesting stories. When you're out there this week, ARCA, Camping World, Sprint Cup Series, what are you going to be looking for? Who are you going to be looking for?
The national scene, obviously, the AP, the Wire, they pick up a lot of that stuff. The Time Shamrock guys are all over that as well. They'll be up there for all 3 days, just like I will. But I always like to find the local or regional flair, and we actually have a guy who raced there last month, had a great top 5 finish, led some laps. We thought he was going to pull it off. The young racer, 22-year-old by the name of Matt Krzyzewski. If you've been following the ARCA series, you've seen him get a lot of TV time. He's from Mansfield, Pennsylvania. And he's done racing through Legends cars. Some of it, I believe, has been at the Evergreen Raceway when it was open, but he's raced in the Southern Tier section of New York. His father was a racer, so it's a good deal for him. And I think it's going to be an exciting event to see him come back there. He's been doing quite well, top 10 in points right now, so that's where our angle is going to be as far as that, and do some things on Fox and a few other items you pick up as you get up there.
All right, and I feel bad because we're going to have Dino back on Friday, and he has to rest his voice. I mean, he's the voice of the track up there for some of the testing and qualifying, but we're going to get him come back, talk about that Sprint Cup Series race. On the FYI Standard Speaker scoreboard, the Rail Riders won their second straight against the Iron Pigs in Moosic, and John Lester was fantastic for the Cubs, and they win 3-2 over the Rockies at Wrigley. Thursday is $1 burger night at Bottlenecks. Get a juicy 4th pound burger for only $1 all night long.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. The Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts will be holding the musical Mary Poppins August 7th through 9th and 14th through 16th. The BTPA will be holding the show at the J.J. Farrar Performing Arts Center, located at 212 West Broad Street in downtown Hazleton. For reservations or more information, just call 570-454-5451 or check out ptpashows.org. Our next announcement, experience World War II flying history with the Wings of Freedom Tour. This event will once again be held at the Hazleton Regional Airport, August 24 through 26. Tour, explore, or even fly the ultimate living history experience. Walkthrough tours are available and also flight opportunities. For more information, just call 1-800-568-8924 or check out cfdn.org. And finally, Surviving Together, a free support group of the American Cancer Society, will next meet Thursday, August 6th at 6 p.m. at Perkins Family Restaurant. For reservations, just call Joan 570-427-8222. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Grace A. Cardisco of Upper Lehigh. Funeral is Saturday at 9 a.m. from the McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home. Mass is Saturday at 9:30 a.m. in the St. Anne's Church. Friends may call Friday at the funeral home from 6 to 9 p.m. And Sean Greer of Partysville. Arrangements are incomplete and will be announced by the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. And also tonight, in loving memory, goes out to Anthony Brotzman. Love you from your brothers and sisters.
My name is Leanne Falabelle. I'm the Vice President of Marketing for the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce. And today I'm going to talk about our annual car cruise in, and that's taking place on Friday, August 7th, and it's from 6 to 9 p.m. Our rain date is Friday, August 14th, and we will be on Broad Street, right in downtown Hazleton. This event is actually in coordination with our First Friday events. But like I said, the car cruise is going to be taking place on the 7th of August, and it's just a really nice opportunity. Bring your classic cars downtown. You can enter right at Chestnut and Church Streets, and we park the cars right along Broad Street, and we'll have free entertainment. We will have all kinds of door prizes throughout the night, and it's just really a fun night for the family and to enjoy the downtown Hazleton. There's no registration fees or anything like that involved. You just come. It's a free, like I said, a free family event. And for the first 200 cars that come in, we do have goodie bags and dash plaques. So we will be giving those out to the first 200 cars that come in. If you did want any information, additional information about the event, you can visit our website at hazletonchamber.org.
Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Amelia Zawatsky of Hazel Township. Amelia, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
All my friends are on FYI tomorrow. Dino Alberto, FYI Fastlane, Chris Barkanic, Adopt Me, Ron Marchetti with Short Shots, Lisa's not invited. Just kidding. See you tomorrow. Take it easy, everyone.